Hello and welcome to episode 38 of Tom's Hirschsprung's podcast. It's a double guest one that I have today. I have one returning guest and one new guest. So please welcome Stef and Samantha Little. Welcome to the podcast.
Hi. Hi.
Welcome back again, Stef, and welcome for the first time, Samantha. We're going to talk about, this is part 2 for you, Stef. And we talked a lot about your Hirschsprung's journey. We talked a little bit about Samantha's Hirschsprung's journey as well, from a medical point of view. This one's more going to be, in my wheelhouse, about sport, and in your wheelhouse as well, about sport. If there's two things I love talking about, it is Hirschsprung's and sport. So that's why both of you are absolutely perfect for this podcast. So we will chat a lot of sport. We will chat a little bit about Hirschsprung's, how you've both coped with that in your own sporting lives as well. But we touched on briefly at the end or back end of last episode about your time, Stef, in playing netball and playing netball regionally. I think we'll start there. Do you just want to give a little bit of background into how you got into netball and how you got to sort of county level and got quite high?
Yep. I was actually I wanted to join basketball, but I had a friend kind of bribe me into joining netball, and then I fell in love with it. My first season, I became runner-up MVP. Yeah, it was pretty cool. And because I was tall for my age, even though I'm quite short now, I was defender, so GK and GD, and then loved that. Begged to be attack, so GA and GS. And my first ever goal, I was standing at the top of the D, and I got it in.
Oh wow!
Very top of the D, in the D, but at the very, very top of the D, straight into the net. It was pretty awesome. And then they finally realised I was actually a good shooter. I played netball for 8 years. I was playing at an indoor centre, and I was scouted, but unfortunately I had to turn it down because I was having foot reconstruction because of the nerve damage due to a Hirschsprung's surgery that went wrong. Yep. And then after that, I had to give it up because it just became too much. My ankles would swell up, my knees would swell up, and my doctors just kept saying, if you keep going, you're going to end up in a wheelchair. And that just scared the life out of me, so I stopped, unfortunately.
Yeah. And was it just netball you were doing at the time, or were you doing any other sports?
Not netball was like 6 to 7 days a week.
Wow.
Yeah, I was playing 3-4 games, umpiring 3-4 games. And if I was umpiring and there was like a team that really wanted me on their team to fill in, I'd had to bribe them and not play wings because not many people like wings. You got to be a special breed to like wings.
Is that more about stamina, just going up and down, up and down, up and down? If you play
pretty
wings,
much.
Okay.
Wings are needed. Wings are needed. Okay, but it's just not my thing. I like the fun of trying to get the ball away from the goal or getting the ball into the goals. So the wings, they've got their purpose, but it's just not for me.
Fair enough. Excellent. And if we also talk a little bit about your sporting journey as well, Samantha, we know that your big passion is swimming. When did you get into swimming?
Well, I've been swimming my whole life, but not really like competitive. But because I've also got asthma, Mum decided to get me into swimming to strengthen my lungs. So I used to get hospitalized 2-3 times a year?
Yeah.
Because of my asthma being so bad. And then with the swimming, it really helped. And then Mum kind of bribed me into doing a race, and then I fell in love with it. And 4 years later, I'm still enjoying it. And I've gone to states twice. I'm self-taught butterfly, which is incredible. Not many people can do butterfly. And my main stroke's also butterfly, which means like the stroke that you always do, and it's your favorite stroke. And fun fact, freestyle isn't actually classified as a main stroke, which surprises a lot of people.
That surprised me, especially as we're recording this at the moment in the middle of the Paralympics. Or the Paralympics have just started, Olympics has just finished as we're recording at the end of August. I thought freestyle was, well, do what you want, basically. But no, I didn't realise that wasn't a classified stroke. And I know me and you, Steph, we were talking a little bit about Samantha swimming before, just a little bit off air, about how she had asthma and then came into swimming. And you talked a little bit about, because of the swimming and keeping up the fitness and the gym work, etc., her immune system has improved. How have you seen that sort of over time?
There's been less hospitalizations with her asthma, which has been great. She hasn't been going blue on me, which is so scary. Samantha's a non-wheeze asthmatic. So a lot of asthmatics, they've got a wheeze, and then people would know that an asthma attack is coming. Samantha doesn't have that wheeze. She has a wheeze when she's having the asthma attack, but not prior.
Right.
Yeah, so very kind of rare asthma, apparently. Very scary, because there's no warning. She knows it's coming.
I know it's coming, but it's hard to like say, like, I'm about to have an asthma attack, help.
Yeah.
Okay, probably can't do that with a lot of breath.
No, yeah. But then because she's got to eat a diet that is keeping up her stamina and stuff, we've had to work out what inflames her bowels, what sets her bowels off, what makes her, go to the toilet frequently and stuff. So we've done like a dairy elimination, we've done like a gluten. Apparently she may be celiac, so we need to go get her tested for celiac disease. Unfortunately, we're hoping she doesn't, because that will just make life cruel for her, because then otherwise we got to eat gluten-free pasta, and that's just not okay.
No.
Coming from the Italians.
No. Well, yeah, you want proper pasta, don't you?
Exactly. So yeah, it will make life a bit tricky, but we'll cross that bridge when we get to it. We both started eating more gluten-free stuff. We do eat a lot of like lactose-free or dairy-free products. But sometimes even just lactose-free doesn't work. But last night we had a lactose-free creamy garlic chicken pasta, and we were both sick from it.
Oh, no good.
And it's completely lactose-free.
Oh.
So, very strange. Sam was like, "Are you sure it was lactose-free?" I'm like, "Well, that's what it said."
Oh, you just got
But I think, yeah.
to trust the packet, I presume.
Yeah, so it might be dairy intolerant, but I'll never give up chocolate for that.
There's certain things you can't live without. And yeah, chocolate's definitely one of them.
No, and Sam likes a Nutella, so
Not too much.
Well, there you
Not
go.
really all of it.
And just speaking of diet as well, I know you wanted to touch on kind of a weight loss journey that you've been on, Steph, as well. What sort of made you think, I want to do this now?
My best friend and I went to Pink at the beginning of the year. And so last year when we bought the tickets, I said to her, we can't be a skinny and a fat best friend going to Pink. We got to be two skinny friends going to Pink. And she used to get so upset with me when I said that I called myself fat, because I was overweight, but I was still very muscly. But I was like, no, I'm not happy with my weight, so let's let's do this. Let me lose weight. My first goal was 75 kilos. And I got to that. My next goal was 65 kilos. And I went into a calorie deficit. I lowered the carbs. And some people might be listening to this and be like, oh, you don't have to do that. I lowered it because of the gluten.
Right.
Yeah. So I started reducing the amount of gluten I was taking in. But then a lot of gluten-free products are higher in carbs.
Okay.
Which makes it really tough as well. I stopped having gluten-free, reduced dairy, and low sugar. Yep, and that seemed to work. But a lot of gym. There's a lot of gymming involved, which is fun.
Yeah. No, absolutely. So just briefly talking about gym work and how important that is, I guess, for the both of you. And we talked a little bit about your weight loss journey, Stef, and when did you start to do a bit of gym work?
I started in 2020. I reached out to Leash and I said to her, I want to get fitter because I was going to be a bridesmaid for my best friend at the time who got married in 2020. And I said, I want to look better for her in the bridesmaid. So I reached out for her and I was walking her pug at the time. Dog walking her pug. So we basically exchanged services. She gave me personal training and then I walked her dog. And I said to her, I'll never be able to lunge. I'll never be able to squat with just won't ever have perfect form. I won't ever be able to do a sit-up. And I can't lift over 16 kilos. And it's all because of what the doctors said. The lunging and the squatting is because of my deformed foot, because of the surgery gone wrong when I was younger. And then the sit-ups and anything core was because of all the surgeries I've had because of Hirschsprungs on my stomach. And she's like, yeah, we'll see about that. Let's get you in. Let's assess you. Let's change that. And I was like, okay, you're the personal trainer. Let's go. But it also took me 5 years to find a personal trainer that wasn't scared to give me a go. A lot of them just went, nah, you're too risky. I'm not gonna train you. Leaf has a different mindset. Leaf has got a mindset of, we'll work with what we've got and let's get you stronger. So that's what we did. Within, I think, 6 months of me working out with her, she had me squatting with a barbell on my back with a box underneath me. And it was basically touch and go on the box with the barbell. And then beginning of this year, I did a barbell back squat of 67.5 kilos without any box underneath me.
Wow. That's impressive. Incredibly impressive. And we were talking a little bit about your PBs or what you can do in terms of deadlift, squats. You mentioned 67.5. Deadlift is now in the three figures, 100 kgs.
100 kgs, yeah.
which is fantastic, and then bench press of 57.5. And it just goes to show, I mean, obviously, yes, I know I reiterate this point that everybody's different, etc. But just because you have Hirschsprung's or you have a chronic illness, it doesn't mean that, you know, things should necessarily be off limits to you, and you, or both of you, are testament to that. I will pick up on one point you said. It's a shame that you had so many PTs that said, no, don't want to work with you, you're too risky, etc., because I now see, especially on Instagram, I follow a lot of PTs, and I've had a couple actually on this show, actually specialize in working with people with chronic illness, and then tailor plans to them. Obviously Hirschsprung's being sort of affecting the stomach, it then and affecting core then will kind of has a lead on to everything. But I think that's fantastic that you found somebody who said, no, let's work together, let's try and get, you know, the absolute best out of you as possible. So were you kind of told, don't do sit-ups, don't do this, don't do that? Or was it sort of like, well, it probably is best you don't?
The sit-ups I was told I would never be able to do. So they're like, don't think you're going to ever do a sit-up. You won't be able to do it. You don't have the core strength. You don't have the muscles there. They're all being cut up. Yada, yada, yada. So last year I did my first sit-up. It was just me and my husband in the gym, and he was doing a sit-up, but his back was sore that day. So I was like, here, this is what helps me. And I used to hold a dumbbell like this as momentum to get me up. And the weight went from 5 kilos down to 1 kilo to no kilos. And I was like, let's see if I can do it, because I could do crunches. And then this day, I was like, before I did it, I said to Peter, my husband, I was like, record me. Because if I do one, I want it on video.
You want to see it, yeah.
Yeah. And all you can see in the video is that I sit up, I look at him, I'm so happy I'm crying. Because I got the sit-up done up, and it took me 4 years.
Yeah.
4 years to be able to do a sit-up, but I did it.
That's absolutely fantastic. I think
it's pretty good.
That is awesome. That is absolutely brilliant. And has that video been shared anywhere? Does anybody else seen it, or is it just with you?
No, I've shared it on TikTok and Kicking Hirschsprung Disease in the Arse and my Instagram, and it's everywhere.
I'll have to seek that out. I haven't seen it. I'd love to see it. I will definitely seek that out, because that's fantastic. And I think, again, for people with Hirschsprung's, I know we've got to be careful of our stomachs and things like that, but it does go to show that you know, with 4 years of practice, it does amaze me constantly how much people are able to do. You know, after sometimes being told you can't do this or you can't do that, or you shouldn't do this or shouldn't do that. But that's absolutely fantastic. And I'll bring you in as well, Samantha, because you do quite a lot of gym work as well. Do you have any sort of specific plans that you follow in the gym? Anything that you are particularly working towards?
At the moment, yes, but that's because I've got bursitis in my left shoulder. So we're just trying to work on that so then I can get better with my swimming. So we're currently just kind of working on that.
We're doing a lot of machine and free weight work, strengthening the rotator cuff around the bursitis. And that was another thing, like doctors and physios and all that were like, rest, rest, rest. And we have found that the more she rested, the worse it was, because everything around it was weakening because she wasn't using it. And now that she's 14 and can go to the gym with me under my supervision, and we're getting the gym workouts in. So we go do her shoulder exercises, and then we go and do a circuit together. And ever since we've done that in the last 6 weeks, there's been huge improvements. So she went from swimming 6 days a week to swimming once or twice a week and only lasting about an hour, like half an hour, 40 minutes at max. Now she's lasting the 1.5 to 2 hours, and she's swimming multiple times a week.
Fantastic.
And then at swim meets, she'd do a couple of races and then have to cancel because, like, scratch the races because she'd be in so much pain. And back in August? Yeah, a couple of weeks ago, she did her first. It's end of July. No, it's August. Anyway, she did her first swim meet and she swam all 4 races, including a 100-meter freestyle. And we've been scratching that for 6 months.
Wow.
Yeah.
So they were my favorite races. So there was 4 races. There was 100-meter freestyle, 50-meter freestyle, 50-meter butterfly, 50-meter backstroke. And I have not done backstroke in training like prior to my swim meet, 2-3 months maybe. And then when I raced backstroke that night, my coaches literally said to me, they were like, try your best. We're not going to be looking for times because you haven't swum it and your shoulder's sore. Like, we're not going to expect times. I came out of that pool, 2nd place, and nearly 3-second personal best.
That's fantastic. Congratulations.
It's incredible. Thank you.
That's awesome. That's so good to hear. And what's that kind of attributed to? Is that sort of the gym work and the swimming together, and what would you put that down to?
Just everything, just focusing on my shoulder, putting everything into my shoulder, just only focusing about it.
And just having coaches that believe in her. So the coach that she's got currently left her old swim club and had moved to this new swim club that Samantha's at now. And we went to an AFL, Australian Football League game, and Samantha ran into her old coach. And the coach was like, come to my club, we'll fix your shoulder, we'll get you swimming again, we'll fix your technique, blah, blah, blah. Anyway, Samantha came sat next to me. She goes, Mum, guess what? Guess who I ran into? I'm like, I don't know who. She goes, trainer. And I was like, yeah, and she goes, she wants me to come swim for her club. I was like, I've told you, if you want to follow her, we'll follow her. Anyway, I did the leap. Sam was like, I don't know, because she wanted to be like one club only and, be faithful to her club and everything. And then she's like, but I really want trainer. Anyway, so I did the leap. I made the decision for her. I was like, no, we're moving. We did the trial. She made friends on the day after 3 years of being at this other club and not making any friends at all. And now there's like a group of them that talk every day. Are you swimming tonight? Are you swimming tonight? Like, you better be swimming tonight, that sort of stuff. And this is fantastic. So having the coaches and friends, and it's this different environment. It's fun again for her. It's not just swimming. Because when something becomes just swimming or just gymming, it becomes a chore. You don't enjoy it, so then you don't want to do it. So now it's like a social thing for her. And because it's a social thing, she's getting better at it, and she's actually swimming, and she's not focusing on the pain because she wants to still be there with her friends and all that sort of stuff. But that's also, getting her shoulder stronger. The coach is looking at her technique and go, hey, this is what you're doing. This is why it hurts. How about you try this way instead and let me know. And then Sam does the new way and goes, oh, that doesn't hurt. All right, let's do that. And then because of that, her times are also dropping. So the 3 other races, she kind of gained time, but not too much time. But her technique was amazing. She got so much good appraisal after her races, and they're like, that's the best you've ever swum in so long. Even her old coach at the swim meet was like, Sam, you haven't swum like that in ages. And Trina's like, yeah, I told her to do this, and this. He goes, oh, I didn't even notice that. And yeah, it just makes a difference when you've got a coach that believes in you. With me, personal training, and like Sam's got the same personal trainer, so my personal trainer is my best friend, and Sam calls her auntie. That's just the relationship we've got now. And then Sam has a connection with her coach and the new coach. And when you got someone that believes in you, your inspiration and your drive is so much more.
Yeah, most definitely. No, that's absolutely fantastic. And congratulations on your PB as well. That's brilliant. But it is, as you said, it's about. So in my sort of decade and a bit in coaching, it's very much about coaching people. You don't necessarily coach the sport, you coach the person, and you need that. You need to basically know who you're coaching and know how to coach people, because not every way works exactly the same. But that's absolutely fantastic. So well done on that. And in terms of shoulders, you mentioned the rotator cuff as well. Yeah. I know a lot about. I've torn mine 3 times. So if you're talking to somebody about rotator cuffs, I've torn my left one. I mean, there's 4 rotator cuffs, 2 at the front, 2 at the back. But yeah, I've torn mine 3 times, all playing the same cricket shot as well. So I just don't play that shot anymore. So I just sort of put that back in the locker and gone, nah, I don't fancy tearing it again, thanks. But yes, there's one person that knows about shoulder injuries. That'll be, me, unfortunately.
And it's just like Sam.
Yeah, it just pings and it goes, and it's and there's not. And you said as well about you were recommended rest, and I was recommended the same. When I first did mine, I was 16, so we're going back about 17 years. And I was told to, rest it, don't do anything with it. And then went to the physio, and they said, well, if you do that, you'll end up with frozen shoulder. So it is, as much as it does hurt, you still got to do your exercises and this, that, the other. And it definitely sounds like you're keeping up with your exercises, which is fantastic. You also mentioned your Facebook page that we touched on in the first part of your interview.
Yeah.
And as we sit here now, the 31st of August, with Hirschsprung's month a day away, will you be seeing anything on the page sort of to mark that month? Because it is effectively your month. You invented it. So it's have you got anything to mark your own invention?
I do post a bit more through September, getting people to send me their stories so I can post them. I'll repost my story as much as it gets repetitive, but sometimes there's new people on there that haven't actually read my story yet. I'll try and encourage people to post it, see what people are doing to celebrate Hirschsprung's Awareness Month. Some people do charity walks, some people do picnics. Some people do fundraising through their schools. I don't do so much anymore. Life's a bit too hectic, and Sam's swimming and all that sort of stuff kind of takes over, which is good. It's good. Maybe next year we'll organise a charity swim or something instead of a charity walk. Yeah, get the club to swim for it. Yeah, that'd be cool. Maybe do like a 24-hour challenge or something. I don't know.
Oh wow! Yeah, that's that'd be a.
Yeah. I'll post on the page. Are you doing anything for it?
I have been asked to. I mean, I'm sharing a few things for it, but I've been asked to share something. I'm sharing it on Facebook mainly rather than Instagram. Something called Vicky Bitcoin contacted me and said, "Can you share something that she's doing because she's a mother of a Hirschsprung's child, and they are hoping to get as many people as possible to complete 5,000 kilometers, whether it be walking, running, cycling, and what have you, all over September. And obviously the reason being 5,000, you both know this, but other people listening might not, is that 1 in 5,000 children are diagnosed with Hirschsprung disease. So 5,000 kilometers sounded like a good challenge to do. So yes, so that's what I will be doing for September. So I've got to get out, get running, which is fine. I love running anyway. So I mean, I'm out near enough every day as it is. But yeah,
I want to do that. Can you do it for swimming?
I'm sure you can. I'm sure you can.
That's my challenge. I'm doing that challenge.
You need to send yours. Okay. Can you send it to me, please?
I will send it across to you, yeah, and I'll post it on my page as well. How that just sounds a silly question, but 5,000 kilometers in swimming, is that how far do you swim sort of normally, kilometers wise?
2 to 3 kilometers a night, sometimes 4, depends on how much we're doing.
Okay, so 5,000 would be a lot.
I don't think. Yeah, that's a lot.
We're not going to do 5,000, but 5,000 collectively. We'll try and do 5,000.
Collectively?
Yeah, sorry, I didn't mention that. It's not per person.
Per person, I'm like, we're not sleeping, bro.
That would be insane. So yeah, sorry, it is 5,000 collectively. Sorry, I missed out one important detail.
That's funny. All right. Yeah. All right. Yeah, I can do that. Sweet. I'll do that swimming. Sweet. Okay. She'll do the swimming. I'll do the walking.
Brilliant. Fantastic.
Yeah.
I have said to Vicky that I will every episode, and this will be going out in September. But every episode in September, I will post it and advertise it and try and get as many people on board. And I've found 2 more people, so all is well. So just
we register. How do we put our kilometers in?
So just post on, I believe it's, I should know this, really. I should know this. But just post on Vicky's Facebook page, I believe. I will double check.
Okay. That's right. Message.
Yes, so if you would like to contribute to the 5,000 kilometer goal, you can sign up and just email 5khdAwareness@gmail.com. Add your mileage, whether you walk, swim, cycle, run, paddle, canoe, whatever you want to do, and then add to the 5,000 kilometers, and we'll see if we can crack it. But yeah, try and do it all as a team, not as one person. But because I doubt you manage it, but we'll see. So just as we get towards the end here, in terms, we've talked a little bit about sort of the future in terms of bits and pieces doing for Hirschsprung's Awareness Month. But in terms of your swimming, Samantha, how far do you want it to carry you?
I have very big goals. So for my swimming, I want to get to the Olympics and Commonwealth Games.
Okay.
Yep.
Fantastic. And the Olympics, 28 in Los Angeles. Is that right?
Yep. Yeah.
Really?
Yep.
Yes.
Yeah.
Fantastic. And when's Commonwealth Games?
2026.
Yeah, hopefully it's 2020.
I'm pretty sure it's in London too, I think.
Oh, I should know that then, shouldn't I? I should know that.
Because Queensland in Australia was going to take it over, I think. And then...
It was supposed to be in Australia. And then...
Maybe it's in Melbourne. Oh, I got no idea. It's all up in the air, I think. I think it's between England and Australia at the moment.
So it hasn't actually been as we're recording. It says that Glasgow could host it. Who knows? That's nowhere near beyond. But yeah.
No.
But no, so I think it's still, because I know it was supposed to be in Victoria, but then it kind of, I don't know what happened. But anyway, but to try and get to the Commonwealth, try and get to the Olympics, obviously wish you the very best of luck with all of those goals and achievements. And then Steph, for you as well, in terms of the future, and the Facebook page and advocacy.
Yep.
What do you think that would look like?
I'm not sure. I'm kind of, it sounds bad, but I don't really post on Hirschsprungs anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Life isn't as exciting anymore, I guess, because I don't know, for both of us, in a good way, our Hirschsprungs is kind of leveled out. Like, we've kind of both got it under control. So I try and post all the good stuff, but then people go, well, that's not me. Like, and there is bad stuff with Hirschsprungs and there's good stuff with Hirschsprungs, and I try and post when good stuff happens in our lives. Not much medical stuff really happens anymore. Which is good. Yeah, it's good.
That's great.
So I don't know, when I first started medically, I wasn't okay. Like Hirschsprungs and gynecology issues and stuff. And this year I've been dealing a lot with endometriosis. And Hirschsprungs has played a role in that because it is on my bowels at the moment, and because of all the adhesions, it's just sucking together. So it's like easy transit for endometriosis at the moment, and because of endo it needs to be taken out, but because of all the surgeries, they can't do this. All my previous surgeries, I can't do more surgery because it's too risky. So yeah, I'm just trying to wrap my head around all that at the moment. I would like to see Hirschsprungs spread a bit more.
Yeah.
And hearing people do these challenges is amazing. That's so cool. And people celebrating Hirschsprungs Awareness Month. It's really, really cool. It's really cool. I'm pretty happy. Like, it's one of my greatest moments. After Sam, obviously. To, that Hirschsprung's Awareness Month is because of me, not to sound big-headed, but...
No, go for it. Have as much self-promotion as you like. I don't ever feel ashamed in self-promotion, so no, neither should you.
And people celebrating it is pretty cool. It is pretty cool. Seeing people do books and you do your podcast, that's really cool. Like, pretty awesome. I always wanted to do my own book. Got no idea where to start. I'm not arty at all. I don't know how to write. My story could probably be elaborated a lot more. I'm a talker, so if someone wants to write my own book, go for it.
I have an audio book.
Yeah, but I can talk like this.
Yeah.
But to talk just into a microphone, now you've lost me.
Yeah, that's fair enough. Everybody definitely has their own talents and skills.
Yeah, I can chat people's ear off. I'll go off on my own journey with the story, but yeah, I can't sit there and write it. I've tried. So many people have said write a book, and I honestly just I can't. I get bored.
But it's each their own, isn't it? It's
Yeah.
Some people. I've shared a couple this week. There's one by Jonathan O'Connor, who I had on episode 11, who wrote a fantastic book about Hirschsprungs, about his son, and then Gemma Kia, who has just released by the time this comes out, it will be about a month old or whatever, but it will, the Abilities in Me Foundation, she's just written a book about Hirschsprung disease as well. So it is definitely getting out there. And it's definitely, I don't know whether I'm more aware of it than I was before, but I now see it much more often than I used to. And as I know I've mentioned before on here, I never met anybody with Hirschsprungs previously. So to meet both of you, to meet so many people doing this podcast is just fantastic. And the fact we now have our own dedicated month thanks to you is absolutely brilliant, and I love it. So just from me, thank you both of you so much for your time, and I wish you all the best in the future.
Same with you, Tom. Good luck with your podcast. It's pretty awesome that you're doing this.
Yeah, thanks for having us. It was fun talking about all of that stuff.